Hello.
Hello.
Abby and I brought some of our plants, like a jungle, to this lesson so that we could talk about plants. We've been doing so much talking about plants and the leaf, and today I want to talk about another part of the plant that works together with the leaf to help it meet its needs. So we've talked a lot about how leaves are the food factory of the plant and how leaves are contain the cells that make the food, and within those we talked about chlorophyll and the green color, and we talked about all of those different chemicals. We talked about water, H2O, and oxygen, O2, and we talked about carbon dioxide, CO2, and we talked about how the plants use all of those things together with the heat and light from the sun to make food for the plant. Now, when we were talking about the parts of a leaf, we talked about how the leaf transports the food from the leaf and the water to the leaf using the veins. And so today I want to talk to you about how that's transported into the plant through the vein. And I have a lot of examples here in front of us, and we're going to talk about those in other lessons, but I wanted just to talk to you about that. So when we talked a long time ago, when we first were talking about plants and leaves, we talked about how the leaves turn towards the sun. And this example here I want to show you. You see how all the leaves are facing that direction? Even this one here is all reaching down and turning that way. You can see all the backs of the leaves. This sits in a window like this, and the sunshine is over where Abby is. Abby's my sun, glow like the sun. So she's putting out the sun, and look at this bend reaching towards Abby, the sun there. And these ones, you can see all of these ones are reaching out towards the sun. So it's not just the leaves. When we talked about that, we called it phototropic, or heliotropic means to turn towards the sun or to lean towards the sun. It is not just the work of the leaf to turn towards the sun. In fact, it's another part of the plant that helps the leaves to do their reaching towards the sun. It's the stem. And it's the stem of the plant that allows for that transport of food down and water up from the leaf to the rest of the plant. And so the stems are a very, very important part of the plant. So I'm going to bring this one back over here. This is called a coleus. And you can see all of the beautiful leaves pointing towards you, because in this case, the sun was where the camera is. As we turn this and you see from the back side, you can see that they're bending towards the light. All of these stems are leaning and reaching towards the sun. In fact, this one, when it was planted, was straight up and down, but it was smaller than the rest of these. And so now it's stretching around the outside of the pot. And look at it. These are getting sunlight because it's stretching behind and below. It is really cool to look at plants and see how they do that. So it's the stems that help the leaves to grow and reach towards the light. It's the stems that are pushing the leaves up to the sun. I have a chart to share with you. I shared it with you before. This one here, the sun worshipers. And when we looked at this the first time, we were talking about how all of our little leaf pieces, they were basking in the sun and enjoying all that sunshine. But it's the stem that's lifting and lifting and lifting and lifting those leaves to the sky. So it's as if the stem's been commanded to lift the leaves, to lift them to the sky. So the function of the stem, or the work of the stem, is that the work of the stem is to meet the need of the plant for sunlight and to lift the leaves to the sun. So we have lots of examples of this. I'll show you on this. This is a Swiss cheese plant. And this one's really cool because you can see the leaves have holes in them like Swiss cheese. But what happens here, sorry, there's a little spider friend on there. I'm trying to catch him. Well, we'll just let him run and we'll catch him later. This one here, this plant is a plant that grows in the jungle. It's usually growing in a place with lots of plants around it. And so what happens here is the leaf, from the leaf, the stem grows up and the leaf comes off the stem, and it grows up and it grows up and it grows up, trying to reach for the sun. And you can see this one, look at it. These leaves, I put this on here the last time I showed this in when we talked about it in the leaf lesson. This is how much has grown since the leaf lesson. It's growing taller and taller every day. And look, there's going to be a brand new leaf right here. This plant is growing taller because the stem is reaching towards the sun. It's lifting the leaves to the sun. So can you say in your own words, you have the hiccups?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. In your own words, can you tell me what the work of the stem is?
The work of the stem is to reach towards the sun so that the leaves can gather the sun.
I love that. That's a great definition of it. The work of the stem is to lift the leaves to the sun. Okay, I have so much more to share with you about the stem, and I can't wait to share that with you in another lesson. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.